in Lantana. I'm gonna have a chicken schnitzel. Please, a moment of appreciation for my breakfast. I mean, there's no way. I just had a breakfast, sorry, English breakfast. Look how beautiful this is. And this place is just in front of my house, so now you can stalk me. I hope it's the last time I show you the outside, and this is the current weather. So it's 10 AM, I just finished Tatra yoga, and I'm gonna go to yet another oil press location that they have here in this area, because you know I love the coffee in oil press. So I'm gonna get another cappuccino. I'm not wearing mascara or anything today because my eye was feeling kind of shitty yesterday, and so I've been putting eye drops and decided to just not wear anything on my eyes. That's a fantastic place to be. You're away from the elements and you're still catering to all the tourists. I've only played in the street one day. I don't think I've published it. I have it on video. If you want, I will publish it. It was a really interesting experience, especially not because it's embarrassing in any way, which it isn't to me at least, but it was interesting to see that people have their own kind of spaces that they claim, and if you go, and there's not that many places that are suitable because you have to find a space where people walk by, but then there's enough space for you to be there without disturbing the people walking by. So when you find a space like that, often there's someone else that's used to going to that space and they're very aggressive towards you. And I remember a few times I had to move somewhere else because there was another guy in the kind of vicinity, or another guy came afterwards saying that that was his place or whatever. Don't I look a lot more flattering in Ibiza? Just in general. Did I tell you that I was coming to the Tate again? I don't know what I told you. If I told you anything of what I was doing. I'm coming with my flatmate actually because Kathy wants to see the Picasso exhibition and I could see it again. Is this the most selfie-friendly mirror? What do you think? This is the most selfie-friendly mirror in a bathroom I have ever encountered. I'm in this really hipster cafe called Attendant in Shoreditch. I'm just going to yoga after, but I need something to eat. So this place looks really nice. I'll let you know how the food was. It's a pretty nice day. See, London is okay April onwards. Well, not April, May, I guess, onwards. It depends on the year. But at least April, May. Up until October, November is actually fine. November even is quite fun because you have all the Christmas stuff going on. I'm in St. John's Wood right now, which is really close to Abbey Road, the famous studios. So I'm just gonna have a quiet night by myself. I just ordered some sushi. I ordered some salmon teriyaki. I don't want to be unhealthy. I want to be kind of healthy, but I wasn't fancying raw fish. I was actually gonna meet this guy that I'm seeing, but we are so ambitious about everything we want to do that it's like we're waiting for the perfect moment to really plan. We're both kind of busy. We're kind of busy in the morning. We want to go somewhere, so I don't know when we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do Netflix and chill by myself. Guys, so the sun came out. Look what a pretty day. I'm here in Untitled. We chose this nice table with a lot of sun, and I'm having a nice coffee. I haven't had a nice coffee here in a while. I'm just opening my mail. Look, I just noticed there's some bicycles there. Now that I'm a rider, I can see bicycles everywhere. I still don't have a bicycle in London, by the way. Do you want to see behind me? So I'm testing this bike by the brand Fofa, and I really like it. I think this is it's a London brand, and it came about, the guy was constructing a lot of vintage bikes. So they have a few single speeds. I'm learning so much about bicycles. And I think, I don't know if it's steel or aluminium, but it's quite light. It's 11 kilos, which is really good. Okay, so here I am riding a single speed Fofa, which is very aggressive. It's like a little devil. Look at it. It's like you kind of have to be turning into it so much. It's like you're gonna fall, you're gonna dive into it. I'm outside the studio. I brought some drinks this time. I wonder if it's open. Okay, I need to show you this because I just made a video about how the world is not made for women. This is the studio. This is the bathroom. Just so you know the situation. Of course, it's mostly men in here, so they don't care. There's no toilet paper. Doesn't even close. Do you really think that if this was a woman's community, this would be like this? I realize people are gonna think that I look ridiculous, but I look like me, you know? I'm tired of dressing like... I'm tired of the cold and the super boring clothing. I can never be sexy or pretty or just myself. I just feel so out of character all the time. Oh, I can do this because I'm only going around the corner, otherwise I'd have to take several kinds of coats and layers to be prepared for all kinds of changeable weather, because it will undoubtedly change. Look what a glorious day it is. So, you know, they opened a yoga studio. I have you really close because I don't know if the microphone is gonna capture me otherwise. They opened a yoga studio right here, a block away from where I live. And so I signed up. I didn't even know they had opened, but my friend Francesca told me. So I signed up for one of those offers, introductory offers. And I'm going, and it's specifically a Kundalini studio, which I'm not sure about, because the last time I did Kundalini, it was an interesting experience, but it was very exhausting and not in a particularly good way. So we'll see. I'm gonna give it a chance. It looks amazing, right? Post-brunch situation. So I just found this iced coffee, which is amazing. I got a lot of kefir and kombucha and nice things and organic wine. We're having a bit of a house party here. So yesterday night we ended up having the biggest burger at 11:30 at night. So today I'm wearing a new lipstick, probably also on my teeth. It's from Lipstick Queen and I love the name. It's called Sayonara. They gave it to me with one of my last gift with purchase or offer gift bags. I'm on my way to Bakery. I'm almost there. Do you know what I find really difficult? Let's have a conversation on friendship. So yesterday I was talking to my friend Francesca. She's kind of like my only best friend in London, because all my friends, girlfriends, are scattered, and I hardly ever see them because they're really busy. But I do consider myself to be a girl's girl. I like being with girls. I feel comfortable. Like, I consider myself to be a good friend. I'm very detached. I'm not really... I really like to please. It's just my personality. I'm always worrying about what people are going to think and what they're going to want to do, and if I do something, because I've always been kind of different to people, I always feel a bit insecure that what I want to do is not what they're going to want to do. Anyway, so I don't know how it happened. We were just talking about how hard it is, for me at least, to be friends with girls and how hostile they seem on first impression. And only on first impression, though. You know, the kind of thing that you're, especially in London. In America, for example, they're really friendly. In Spain, they're either really rude or really friendly. Usually when they get to know you, they're really friendly, and at first it's just their personality. They can do things that can be perceived as rude, but it's just a cultural difference. But here in London, I just find women, everybody really, but men, I guess they want to fuck you, but women don't care. So I find them really aloof and like they don't want to engage and really cold. So anyway, I told her that. And she was like, you know, you're always saying that women don't want to be your friends, which is not what I was saying, but okay. But it might be because you are just the kind of person that don't really give that much. And I was just like I love constructive criticism, but that is the last thing on my mind that I could think that I am. Precisely, I've always been known for giving so much that I give myself away, and then I just lose myself completely. And I'm working really hard at being a bit more selfish and saying no and only doing the things that I think are gonna... Because I think at the end of the day, if you are in a good place energetically and physically, like you're doing things that are of value to you and you feel good, then the person you're with will feel good. And for example, I have learned not to force myself to go out if I don't feel like going out or I don't like the place. You know, within reason, common sense, but I don't. I just think it's gonna be a nightmare because I'm not gonna be in a good mood. I'm gonna be with other people who are gonna want, you know, maybe they want to do things and I know that I'm not gonna want to do those things. So it's kind of pointless, I think, to force yourself to do those kind of things. I will, of course, force myself to do things if you need something from me, like if a friend needs something, they call me or they text me, immediately I'm there. And I have proved that time and time again. You know, I was living with a friend for like 2 years because he didn't have a place. I took him on holiday. I did everything, you know, everything. I've done it with several friends. I had another friend, she had no money. I always, not just money-wise, but like I spent time with her. I cancelled so much for her. And the truth is, Francesca never asks me for anything in that sense. And I always, like, she could, you know, I would do it for her. But the things that she was upset about were things that I couldn't have even thought of. She might be watching this, which is fine, because I've told her. And I'm so totally cool with her. And she was very adamant telling me that, you know, I know I value you for what you are, and I know this is just the way you are, but I just really don't think that's the way I am. And I don't want to say it hurts or it upsets me, but it shocks me that she thinks that that's the way I am, because I'm precisely working on the opposite. Like, she was like, you're a bit of a diva, and for example, you make people wait a lot, which is not true. I mean, I don't think I do. I'm really casual with her because I've known her for so many years, and so she's like family to me. So like, and she put some examples. She was like, the other day, for example, we came from yoga and you changed before going to dinner into a dress. And I think she was kind of bothered that I changed into a dress because I was in white yoga pants. The restaurant was literally in front of my house. And I said to her, do you want to sit on the table while I change into something more appropriate? You know, I like to be appropriate. It's just, I just think it's common sense. I don't know, I don't think it's that much of a deal. And apparently to her, she feels like that is a huge thing. But if it is such a huge thing, why doesn't she just tell me? Like, we are so familiar with that. We're like family. Just say, look, I prefer you not to change. But like, I just don't think it's a good... I waited for her while she went to the toilet. And then she could maybe wait for 5 minutes while I literally slipped on a dress because I was right there in my house.
You know, things like that. I don't even think about not being a good friend for those reasons. Or like I have foot problems and sometimes I can't walk a lot. And I'm not being a diva, I just can't walk a lot. Or I have to wear different shoes. Or it always stems from an impossibility for me. It doesn't, I'm not trying to fuck anybody over. Or for example, she was also really bothered that one day she was putting examples, because I was asking her for examples, because I wanted to know, I was curious when she said that I was not nice to my friends. It's just I've always been told the opposite. I'm known, I have a really good reputation for being a really good friend, so I just didn't get it at all. And she said, you know, one time we were gonna go for pizza on the other side of town, so that's like an hour and a half away from me. And I didn't want to go, and she felt like I let her down because I cancelled. I don't know, I don't feel like I cancelled because I had other plans and I had told her. She knows I don't eat pizza, or she should know I don't like pizza. And I also don't like traveling so far so late. It's not a plan that interests me, and what's the point of pushing yourself to do things that you don't really feel like doing when there are things like that? It's like going out kind of stuff that you should be. It just didn't make any sense. It's the kind of thing you could just, when you're friends with someone, I think you can talk about these things. I was with this guy that I was seeing, basically in his house. So those were my plans that I had that day. And she wanted me to meet her for pizza somewhere that was even further away. So my friend's house is like my guy's house. It's like an hour away from me to the west. And the pizza place was even almost an hour away from my friend's house, more even to the west. So then I have to get taxis, I can't go, you know. She's like, can't she understand that that's really complicated for me and that I don't really consider that to be something that I'm doing for her? I mean, if she really needs me to do that, then I can do that for her, but it just doesn't feel like that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of favor that a friend asks. I feel like that's just kind of like, do you want to go out? And if I don't, because of whatever reason, especially if it's really hard for me to do it, then what's the point? Anyway, she was upset about that. And I'm kind of like, I don't feel like I can get any better at those things because I just don't think like those are things I should be. And I told her when I wanted to change at the restaurant, for example, I told her that sometimes small things, I mean, it's not anything big. I don't think these things should be bothering people so much, but you know, waiting for 5 minutes if I have to change my shoes and I am right at the step of my house, or I've waited for her in many places and I don't even count, like it doesn't upset me at all. But I guess different people get upset with different things. I understand that kind of things because I think if I am comfortable, or vice versa, if I am uncomfortable in a place because I'm not dressed right, or then it's not going to be nice for the other person. And I told her, I'm kind of doing it for you. And she was like, oh, you're getting all defensive now. I was like, I'm not. I'm just trying to explain to you that my intention is not that, because I think that intention is really important. You know, I'm trying to be nice for you. And I want you to know that. And she wasn't having any of it. She was like, oh, you're just being a diva again. You're just making people wait that you don't have any girlfriend. Or what the fuck? It's weird when people have such different perspectives and values of what matters and what isn't, or what doesn't. I feel like she's not, you know, when it's something that she wants to do or that she does, she doesn't even notice. And that's cool with me. But it's kind of upsetting that she notices it so much when I do it. Somebody inviting me for pizza 2 hours away from my house at night, it's like me inviting someone to shop at Chanel on a Sunday morning. I would never suggest that to her because I know she doesn't give a fuck about doing that. Or like I never invite people to spend a lot of money on things that they don't care for. I don't care for spending money on food. She doesn't care for spending money on clothes. I don't invite her to my shopping sprees, and yet she does really expect me to come along to all her food gourmet sessions and pay for it. And yeah, I could have just changed, like taking a change of clothes to the yoga place and changed there. But then A, I would have to be carrying an extra huge bag with a change of clothes, which doesn't make sense when my house is right there. And B, I was running really late from the studio. I was running all the way, you know, rushing all the way to the class. And I thought it made more sense to go to the class rather than just canceling, because I could have just told her, you know, I'm running really late at work. If I didn't know her so well, I would have probably said that. I would be like, you know, I'm gonna be late, I'm not gonna have time. Because I didn't have time, I had to rush there, and then that made it so that I needed those 5 minutes later to slip into something else. But it's just those kind of things, I don't think they're that big of a deal. As to say that I'm a diva, I mean, what? Do you know what I feel like doing? Getting another iced coffee. Wow, that's beautiful. I come across such beautiful places in random streets. And when it's in my last video, I thought I would come here because I got so bored at home by myself. And meanwhile, I'm gonna have some brunch. Look, I'm in London. I have so much hair on my tits. Do you know, every woman has hair on their tits, a little bit at least. And it's the kind of thing where I don't care. Few hairs on your tits have absolutely no transcendence to your comfort. So I am just about to go to pick up this bicycle. Well, I'm gonna go to see it. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but hopefully it's all right. The price is amazing. I found an incredible price. Check it out. I put on my rock and roll leather jacket. Look how cute this street is. It's called Heaven Tree Close. Oh my god, I think I'm seeing the bicycle. I think it's that one. It's beautiful. So basically the bike that he has, it's not as small. And although I'm on the limit, I could ride it, but it's not going to be the most comfortable. I have to put the seat all the way down for me to touch the ground. Do I look really gothic right now? I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I wanted to wear this dress, which is very summery, but then it's kind of cold, so I'm wearing a leather jacket.